Hi, this is Ken Block. You're watching Online Pre-Roll. Well, the funny thing for me is that I grew up skateboarding and snowboarding and riding dirt bikes and all that, but realized in my early 20s that I was not good enough to ever be pro. But I loved the sport so much that I wanted to be involved, and so that's when I got in business with Damon Way, and we started Drawers and Dub and 8 Ball and eventually DC. You know, so it was always that dream of being a pro, but never actually being able to do it, and then going into the business field. But now I've actually gone backwards and gone back to actually becoming a pro again. You know, I absolutely loved rally since I was a little kid, so this is all really a dream come true to come out and be able to race these types of cars. So it's kind of a unique experience that I've been in the business world and had a very successful career there, and now I've been able to take all that experience and become an athlete, but actually do the business side of the athlete the best that I possibly can, because I understand both sides. I have a marketing background. Like, I've won awards for things I've done marketing wise, so I really enjoy the marketing side of things. Like, the creativity is very difficult but very fun at the same time, and be able to mix that sort of creativity with what I like to do with a car it's actually an amazing experience. There's a lot of pressure nowadays, now that I've done 4 or 5 videos, like every time, shit, I gotta make the next one better. It's not an easy thing to try and do, but I really love it. There's just stuff inside my head that I've wanted to do with a car, with various situations, and to be able to go out and have a city like San Francisco let me do whatever I want, basically. It's like a dream, you know, and it's almost such a crazy dream that sometimes it's hard to rein in and really figure out specifically what I want to do and how it needs to go together in the video and tell a story. But that's the fun of it. So I have a great team of people behind me that help, but at the end of the day, like, I determine what I'm going to do with the car, where I'm going to do it, the storyline, how everything goes together in an order. But I have this great team of guys not only close to me that help me kind of navigate exactly what we're going to do, but also we've had some great people that we've worked with production side that have helped make this happen. So we have a company called Logan that has done the last 2 videos. So we actually know them because they did the opening title work for a friend of mine's movie, Zombieland. So all the opening title work was done by this company. So we hired them because Gymkhana 4 was kind of a wild special effect type video, and they were the great target for that production wise. And they just ended up being really, really good people, great to work with. And so they worked so well, we hired them back for Gymkhana 5. So it's great to work with just such good quality people like that, and the productions that we do with this really have such a high acknowledgement, like in the market, out there with people competing to do viral videos, that we've had people beg us to produce some of these videos. But it's been very cool to work with guys like Logan that are just such great production companies that have really helped enhance what we're trying to do as a message with motorsports. It's something that I see around the world, that we have a very core fan base that knows and understands rally and what I do with the World Rally Championship and all that, but then we have this other side too that's very much based in the interest that we've seen online with the Gymkhana videos. So it's very cool. I'm glad that we've been able to expose our sport and what we do with these cars to a much broader audience than just the core rally fan. Well, I think the biggest thing is every time that we approach doing something like that, we look at the landscape of what's happening out there and try and be creative in that space, do something different, or base things even based on feedback of what people out in the industry or what our fans are saying. It's amazing how much you actually have to listen nowadays and pay attention to what's happening. Otherwise you can make easy mistakes going wrong directions. But really, it's always a guess. I just did this video in San Francisco. I'd actually tried doing that video in several different places, and we sort of luckily ended up in San Francisco. But really, it sort of was a dream come true for me to be able to go drive there. But at the end of the day, it was sort of a set of things happening where I ended up there. It wasn't the ideal position in the first place, and that's just the way it goes. You can attempt, and I've been very lucky. We've produced 5 Gymkhana videos now, and we haven't really had any of them be a failure. Every single one of them has at least 20 million views, and that's incredible, you know. And now that we actually have this machine sort of going and people know it, we're actually able to activate that when we really want to, and make a big push to try and make another viral push. So there are techniques to it. It's definitely not easy, and it's changing every day. The techniques that we used 3 or 4 years ago actually don't necessarily work anymore today. So it's amazing to actually kind of watch this transition of like 20 to 30 years ago, where the internet really meant nothing, today where, you know, companies are dropping mainstream advertising and trying to figure out how to make viral videos. It's really quite interesting and sort of amusing at the same time to watch people, you know, struggle, and some of them succeed at it. At some point, I'm going to have a failure. That's just the reality of it. But until we do, I'll do my best to keep it going.